Hello, this is Trace of Roberts, and I'm doing another video. I thought about doing reaction shots to the Super Bowl spots, but I don't know. I'd like for a teaser or trailer to be like at least like a minute and a half to react to it. I don't want to spend a bunch of time. I mean, I'm not judging if people do it, but I just don't think I just didn't feel like it was worth it just to make a bunch of videos reacting to these 30-second or sometimes maybe a minute long TV spots. But I'm not talking about crossovers, and these are crossovers I think people have talked about and that I think need to happen. First one I'm going to talk about is, I'm sure a lot of you have talked about it, is a Deadpool Wolverine crossover. I know in Wolverine X-Men Origins you kind of had Deadpool and Wolverine in the same movie, a different version, before the timeline got mixed up. Of course, there's a lot of inconsistencies in the timelines, both of them. A friend pointed out especially how Xavier was supposed to be like in his 20s in the 60s and somehow looks the same in the 80s. Or how, X-Men Apocalypse takes about 10 years later. Everybody looks the same. But, yeah, I think there was some news, though. Hugh Jackman said he may reconsider coming back to the Wolverine. I really think, instead of making this the conclusion to his legacy as Wolverine, he should first do a Deadpool Wolverine crossover. Now, I don't know what, the new Wolverine movie hasn't come out yet, so I don't know what's going to happen in the end. There's some speculation that he may die, or he may live. But they can always, from my perspective, they can always think of something to disregard that because of how inconsistent the timeline, or they can just say there was another timeline altogether. But I really think it would be very satisfactory to the fans if Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds did a Deadpool Wolverine crossover and make that his last role. I think that would have a bigger impact than this movie. And I think I think on Twitter or email, I think we need to tell Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds, or even Fox or Marvel that we want this to happen. Hugh Jackman, if you're considering this, I really think you should come back for a Deadpool Wolverine crossover, because I can just see Deadpool, like you kind of got a hint of it in the first one, how their personalities would just be, they're like polar opposites of each other. And you know that it'll be almost like a comedy, because you know that it'd pretty much be about Deadpool getting on Wolverine's nerves half the movie. It would be like almost like a cop comedy. And I just think they would make a great combination. You have Deadpool as kind of the goofball, and you have Wolverine as a serious tough guy who just annoys them all the freaking time. But they find ways to stick together. And yeah, it'd be almost like a cop comedy, but it would just be glorious to see those personalities just mesh. The other crossover I think needs to happen, and they've talked about this for a long time, and I thought it was going to happen. But back when the sequel to, not the sequel, actually it was sort of a sequel, the remake of Evil Dead came out in 2013. And actually, if you watch the movie, it's really not a remake, it's more of a loose sequel. There's like a lot of hints, like the voices and if you watch the credits, there's actually a recording left over from the original, and of course the cars they hit too. So yeah, I think they kind of implied that Evil Dead that came out in 2013 was a loose sequel to the original. And it was kind of refreshing that they went back to the traditional, more serious horror style that the first one had. And of course, Sam Raimi said the reason he went from a serious style to a more comedic style, because he missed his script, was some of the lines in the script were so ridiculous that it got a comedic effect. So he thought it was a better idea to make it more of a comedy. But I think they can blend, like Ash is Back in the Ash versus the Evil Dead series, and they've kind of tried to mesh, like instead of just using because the Evil Dead 2 was kind of a remake of the first one because they lost some of the rights to use the footage, and but it seems like what they did here is they tried to combine the previous ones and like to make it all into one story, which was the original idea. Yeah, because like the reason it's being that's the big mystery of Evil Dead 2 is that, like is this the same story or is Ash just dumb enough to go back to the same cabin? But the whole reason they shot that is because they lost rights to the original film, and I think this is a good idea. They just need to kind of use elements because I think if you clip those movies down, you can make them more almost like they're normal. You can make them more they're consistent. Like if you watch Evil Dead 2, there's scenes in Evil Dead 2 that aren't consistent with Army of Darkness. And actually, I remember reading this about R.C.C. Clarke. He admits that his books, like his sequels to 2001 Space Odyssey, he said they were consistent, and he said he didn't mean for them to be consistent. He didn't want to be just direct sequels. He said he wanted to alter it a little bit. I think he may have just said that because there were stuffs in his new books that were consistent with his old book or didn't fit with the previous book, and he may have just used it as an excuse. But with Jane Levy coming off of Don't Breathe, I think this is the right time to mesh the Ash vs. the Evil Dead universe with the Evil Dead of the 2013, and because I think it'd be neat to see what kind of chemistry Jane Levy and Bruce Campbell might have. And I have a feeling if they do that, sorry, I had to go look up Kelly's name, and yeah, I forgot that character's name for a sec. I don't know why. I guess Pablo was a little easier because Ash says it a lot more. Yeah, but I was thinking that they probably would do if that happens with me and Ash in a movie. It'd be like almost like a Kelly and Ash relationship. I mean, there'll be scenes where he's kind of an ass and she gets annoyed with her, and maybe they can kind of play it for humor. One scene that I thought about if they were going to do a crossover, I think might work. In fact, they might even put this in a preview. Is they could take the beginning scene from Evil Dead where the dad is with this group of people who have his daughter tied up because his daughter is demon possessed, and they talk him into shooting his daughter in the head with a shotgun to free her soul. And one humor, this may or may not work, is to have Ash come in, probably with Pablo and Kelly too, and they have like some sort of spell that would exorcise somebody who's being possessed like something new. And they tell the dad after he already shot his daughter in the head, and making the dad even more upset. And I can see Ash saying something so inappropriate, like saying, "Man, that was too bad. She had a smoking hot body," and he says it right in front of the dad. I mean, that's not funny, but saying that are funny in movies would not be funny in real life. Let's get that. They're funny because they're in a movie. If they were happening in real life, they would not be funny. But it's funny because it's in a movie and it's fiction. And it would be kind of interesting to like have them like make another time travel story like Army of Darkness, like I don't know, like go somewhere else besides medieval England. And yeah, it never really explained why he went from Tennessee to England. It never really, of course, I guess it doesn't matter, but. Yeah, I think it'd be interesting if they did something like that, or they might not. But I really think with Jane Levy, like she's getting some credit for the movie Don't Breathe, which is again they got very good reception last year, and I think this is the time if they're going to do a crossover, this is the time to do it. Because the series is fairly popular. Jane Levy just had a fairly popular movie last year, and I think they've got enough potential. And drive behind them to do it within the next couple of years. Otherwise, they may miss that window. I mean, I think the hardcore fans they would like to see this. So Sam and Bruce, or if you guys ever come see this video, I really think this would be a good idea, and I think from what it will do at the box office, I'll be right. I think this will be a big hit at the box office. Granted, you want to make it a great story too, but I really think if you guys did this, this would be box office gold. Maybe not as much as Wolverine and Deadpool, but I guarantee it'll be. It probably won't be Spider-Man. Probably will be Spider-Man 2 in terms of box office, but it'll probably be your biggest hit in a long time. It'll definitely do better than Oz the Great and Powerful. I can guarantee you that. Okay, Traces Robert South.